Welcome to the Fearful Fright series, where we will be reading with our favorite green ghoul, Grimmer. Now sit back and enjoy this twisted tale. Today our story is called Black Cats Part 2. Aldrian Grose didn't remember falling asleep. One moment he was staring at his reflection, those thin, unnatural pupils staring back at him, and the next, he was somewhere else. Not a dream. Not quite. He stood in the middle of a street in Mansfield, but everything felt wrong. The air didn't move. The streetlights flickered without sound. Houses loomed like hollow shells, their windows dark, too dark, like they swallowed light instead of reflecting it. And the cats. They were everywhere. On rooftops, on sidewalks, sitting in the middle of the road. All watching him. All waiting. Aldrian took a step forward. Every cat moved at once. Not walking. Sliding. Closing in without a single sound. His chest tightened. What is this? A voice answered. You're learning. He turned. Marin stood behind him. But she wasn't alone anymore. Shadows clung to her like a second skin, shifting, twitching, like something underneath was trying to break through. You're inside now, she said. Inside what? Aldrian demanded. She smiled. The part we don't show. Aldrian woke up gasping. Back in the motel. Except. He wasn't in control of his body. He was standing. Facing the door. His hand already reaching for the knob. No, he whispered, trying to pull back. But his body didn't listen. It opened the door. The hallway was empty. But at the far end. The clerk stood there. Smiling. Waiting. Aldrian's feet started moving toward him. Step by step. No, stop, stop. His body didn't slow. Didn't hesitate. The clerk tilted his head slightly. Feels strange at first, he said. Doesn't it? Aldrian's voice came out, but it wasn't fully his. How long does it last? The clerk chuckled. You're asking the wrong question. They stopped inches apart. The clerk leaned in close. It never stops. Aldrian's vision snapped again. This time. He was somewhere new. Inside a house. A normal house. A family sat at the dinner table. A mother, a father, a little boy. Laughing. Talking. Alive. Aldrian tried to move. But instead. The father stood up. Walked calmly into the kitchen. Picked up a knife. No, Aldrian whispered. He could feel it. He wasn't watching. He was inside him. No, don't. The father turned. Walked back toward the table. Smile still on his face. The mother looked up. Confused. Aaron. The knife came down. Aldrian tried to scream. But the sound never came out. He snapped back into his own body. On the motel floor. Shaking. Breathing hard. No, no, no. His hands trembled. They're using me. From the corner of the room. A soft voice. Not using. Lena stepped out of the shadows. Aldrian scrambled back. You're part of this. She didn't deny it. I tried to warn you. You brought me there. I brought you because you were already chosen. Aldrian shook his head violently. No, I can fight this. Lena's expression softened. For a while. That's not good enough. Silence hung between them. Then Aldrian said. Tell me how to stop it. Lena hesitated. For the first time. She looked afraid. There's a way, she said quietly. But no one's ever done it and survived. Aldrian didn't care. Tell me. Lena stepped closer. You have to go back to where it started. The house. The real one. It disappeared. Not completely, she said. It only hides from people who don't belong. Aldrian swallowed. And I belong now. Lena nodded. You'll be able to find it. And then what? Her voice dropped to a whisper. You have to let them fully in. Aldrian stared at her. That's stopping it. It's the only way to reach what's controlling everything. And then. Lena didn't answer right away. Then finally. You destroy it from the inside. That night, Aldrian returned to the woods. This time. The path revealed itself. Like it had been waiting for him. The trees bent slightly inward. The air thickened. And then. The house appeared. Not faded. Not hidden. Fully there. Waiting. The door stood open. Aldrian stepped inside. The circle was already formed. The cats were already gathered. And the people. Dozens of them. All standing still. All watching him. Marin stepped forward. You came back. Aldrian nodded slowly. I understand now. The room seemed to relax. Like it approved. Then you know what to do, she said. Aldrian stepped into the circle. Closed his eyes. And whispered. Let me in. The world shattered. Aldrian fell into something endless. Dark. Cold. And alive. Voices surrounded him. Thousands. Layered. Whispering. Laughing. Watching. He couldn't feel his body anymore. Couldn't tell where he ended and something else began. Good, the voices said. Now you see. Shapes moved in the darkness. Not fully cats. Not fully human. Something older. Something wrong. You've worn many faces, Aldrian said, his voice echoing strangely. We wear what is needed. You control them. We are them. Aldrian clenched whatever part of himself still existed. Then I destroy you here. The darkness shifted. Amused. You think you can destroy what you already are. Aldrian hesitated. Just for a second. And that was enough. The voices pressed in harder. You felt it, didn't you? Images flooded him. Every time he'd lost control. Every thought that wasn't his. Every moment something else had been guiding him. You were never separate. Aldrian's chest tightened. No. You didn't join us. The darkness closed in. You woke up. Aldrian's mind reeled. What? Marin's voice echoed through the void. You were born into it, Aldrian. Memories twisted. Shifted. Changed. Childhood moments. Black cats watching from windows. Voices in empty rooms. Dreams that didn't feel like dreams. You were always one of us. No, that's not. You just forgot. Aldrian felt something snap inside him. Not breaking. Opening. Everything rushed back at once. Understanding. Clarity. Hunger. The fear drained out of him. Replaced by something colder. Something deeper. Oh, he whispered. The darkness stilled. The voices quieted. Aldrian, no, something else now, looked around. Not as a victim. But as something equal. You're right, he said. A slow, spreading smile formed. I didn't come here to destroy you. The voices stirred. Then why did you come? Aldrian's eyes glowed in the darkness. To take control. The void erupted. Screams. Not human. Not animal. Something in between. The shapes twisted violently. Resisting. Fighting. But Aldrian didn't stop. Didn't hesitate. He reached deeper. Past the noise. Past the chaos. To the center. And crushed it. Everything went silent. Aldrian opened his eyes. Back in the house. The circle. The cats. The people. All frozen. Waiting. Marin stood in front of him. Her expression unreadable. Well, she asked. Aldrian tilted his head slightly. Then smiled. A calm, controlled smile. It's done. The room shifted. Subtle. But immediate. The people straightened. The cats blinked. And for the first time, there was no shared whisper. No layered voices. Just silence. Marin studied him carefully. Something's different. Aldrian stepped forward. Yeah. He looked around at all of them. Then said softly. They're gone. Relief flickered across a few faces. Confusion across others. Marin stepped closer. And now? Aldrian's smile widened. Just a little too much. Now, it's just me. At first, nothing seemed wrong. The town returned to normal. People lived their lives. No disappearances. No strange behavior. No whispers in the dark. Just peace. Until the first incident. A man in a grocery store suddenly turned. And calmly walked out. Straight into traffic. No hesitation. No reaction. Just obedience. Then another. A woman locked herself inside her house. Turned on the stove. And never came out. Then more. Random. Untraceable. Unstoppable. No pattern. No connection. No explanation. Except one. Every single person, at some point, had looked at a black cat. Late one night, Aldrian sat alone in his motel room. The TV flickered silently. His reflection stared back at him. Perfectly still. Perfectly calm. His eyes. No longer just cat-like. Something worse. Something deeper. He picked up his phone. Opened the camera. And aimed it at himself. Then smiled. And pressed send. Across town. A random phone buzzed. A stranger picked it up. Opened the message. And saw Aldrian's face. Smiling. Watching. And in that moment, something slipped inside. Quiet. Unseen. Permanent. Aldrian leaned back in his chair. Satisfied. They were wrong, he whispered to himself. I don't need the cats. Outside. Every black cat in Mansfield slowly turned their heads toward the motel. And for the first time, they weren't watching him. They were watching each other.